It just started raining, so I crawled in the cab in order to get a bit more peaceful speak, because I will not be able to speak in the back because of the roof. It's not insulated, so the rain will be too loud for me talking and stuff. So this video today, I wanted to talk through the few raw food companies that I've been using and that I would recommend lately. 5 companies that I would recommend for raw feeding at the moment. So the reason I chose these 5 is because, first of all, I started using them. I have ordered from them and I know how the quality is so far. All of them including single protein meals, which is very good for allergic dogs that can't have anything mixed together, like lamb, rabbit, beef, turkey. Just mix of everything together, it just doesn't work. So they offer both sorts, a single protein and a mixed protein sauce, and that's good, as well as with herbs and vegetables included and excluded, so you can choose which one you want to buy. All of them that I mention now are not in no particular order. It is just that the first one I'm going to mention I'm using at the moment. The rest is just all mixed together, so there is no 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 or best to worst or whatever. So the first one is Raw Made Simple. I use them at the moment, as I said, and they offer single protein and mixed protein, which is good. They are very budget friendly too, and they support rescues, which is great, because I always look for on websites or raw food companies in general, do you support rescues? Because if they, or have I got a chance or a choice to support rescues through your website? It's always a thing that I look for personally. If I can buy one meal for a dog in a rescue through that company, so I don't have to ship it there myself, I have to drive there myself, that's absolutely perfect. I really like companies like this. So Raw Made Simple is doing that. I have to say, obviously all the brands that I'm mentioning now are UK based, and they're only for the UK. They don't ship anywhere else as far as I'm concerned. So I won't have any recommendation for America or Europe or anything else. Okay, so they have a minimum order of 45 pound, which is amazing, and shipping is included in this, so you don't pay extra. All the other brands that I mentioned, they have extra shipping. The order time cutoff, because it's always, you have to always keep that in mind when you order, is what's the cutoff time in order that I can order for next day delivery. So they do before 12. Anything you order before 12, you get delivered the next day. And they offer Saturday delivery as well, which is great, but you have to pay a little bit more for that. They offer also raw treats and bones, which some companies do not offer. They just have the boxes and that's it. And yeah, that's a good thing if you want to have some turkey bones they can nibble on or whatever, some beef bones. You can chuck that in the box too, and you don't have to go somewhere else to buy it. And they also offer prepared boxes, like if you want to have just a click and then buy it and don't want to mix the boxes yourself, they have these options as well. They offer rabbit on its own. These 5 companies, as well as I need to mention, they offer rabbit on its own. That's why I chose these 5 companies, is because they do rabbit. Well, one company doesn't, but I'll explain that later. It's very difficult to find a good quality raw rabbit for dog food. Really, really difficult. Most of them, the standards are very low, and most of them ship their rabbit from EU farms. They are not UK farms. There is In the UK, I think there's just a handful of rabbit farms in general. Like, I thought from the beginning when I bought rabbit that it's always wild, and I had to have a massive wake-up call that most of the rabbit that is being produced with raw food companies is definitely farmed rabbit and not wild, which is crazy. And it really hurts my heart thinking about it, that I have to buy rabbit from farms. And rabbit in general, I love rabbit, and it really breaks my heart having to feed that to my dog, but unfortunately it's only sauce that he can have until his gut is healed, and we're working on that. So what I looked into the company is if they are not disclosing at all what their standards are, where they're sourcing their meats from, and if it's UK based or Europe, and all the details, I will not order from them. That's it. Mentioned that I had a very bad experience a couple of months ago, but that subject is through now. If you want to watch that, it's in my video list. So yeah, I did mistakes as well, and I definitely learned from them. I always look that there is enough information for me to say, okay, I can order from them, they're okay. And as I said, these 5 companies definitely do that. So definitely a bonus. The more you disclose on your website, the better it is for the consumer to make the decisions that they need to make. Their shipping in, like, come back to Raw Made Simple. Their shipping, it just drifted off a little bit, so sorry about that, but it needs to be mentioned. They're shipping in a solid cardboard box, which is really good. And most of these companies now trying to reduce the styrofoam packaging and sheep wool packaging, like the insulation, and going hardboard box, like really hard cardboard box only, and no icing in there, no nothing, which is a good thing. I really like that they're changing to that, because I wouldn't know what to do with the styrofoam boxes. I just stacking up, and I try to put them on Facebook for someone to pick them up, because I wouldn't be able to throw them away. So yeah, that's very good. As well as they do not use branding on their cardboard boxes, which is amazing. I don't like to display to everybody around me which raw food brand I'm using at the moment. So I really like that they have no branding whatsoever, but that's just my personal preference. Some people like to scream it out in the world what they're using. I just am the opposite. Very good quality of meat. The meat itself is minced, obviously. It's not chunky, it's just a mince, and that's what I do not like. But the mince itself is not as mushy when it is defrosted. The quality of the meat is amazing. The rabbit is amazing. The quality, I have to say. That's why I ordered from them, since I had this miserable experience back then. And they have not disappointed me so far. The bone content in the rabbit was absolutely amazing. So you could not see the bones. And that's 100% good. That definitely needs to be this way. And same with the turkey. So I order always 2 things, is turkey and rabbit. And yeah, they have been absolutely amazing. The quality was perfect, I have to say. Well, for my standards anyway. I'd like to have it chunky, but unfortunately with raw food companies, they mince everything through. It's just the way they do with things. If I really want the chunks, I would have to start buying things myself, which again, I keep looking into and want to do in the near future. The next one, like I said, no particular order, is the Dog's Butcher. And they are on the top list of meat quality and prices. They are definitely, if you really want the good quality, always go with them, because they never change their quality. As far as I've been ordering from them, I have not lately, but a year ago or 2 years ago it was, I definitely would recommend them. If you have the budget to do so, because the rabbit is shooting through the roof at the moment with every company, which is crazy. But yeah, so is all the prices. So yeah, they're a bit higher priced. Check them out. for variety. They have load variety of proteins and mixes, and if you want to do your own raw stuff, definitely go with them, because you can pick the offal, you can pick the kidneys, you can pick the hearts, livers. Also, they offer supplements from other brands. They had collaboration probably that they want to stock their stuff as well. And yeah, they do accessories and feeding guides if you need to raw, which I think all of those brands that I'm mentioning, they do offer that on their website to new raw feeders, that they have guides and measuring tables and everything. It's not that complicated, guys. It really isn't. It is just a little bit of figuring out, and it's not scary whatsoever either. I was the same, but it's easy. It really is. As I said, it's a huge shop. It is a huge shop with like lots of variety. If you don't want to go buy your brand from 3 different websites, they have it all in one basically. They do offer subscription boxes if you want to start doing your order and then subscribe, so you get the same order every week, 4 weeks, whatever. And unfortunately the shipping is on top of your order, which is quite pricey too. I think they start from $6 or $8 and it goes up to 30 depending on the kilos you're ordering, and the minimum amount is 7 kilos. The orders must be placed before 10 a.m. for next day delivery, so they have a very tough schedule. Last time I ordered, as I said, it was probably a couple years ago. They came with styrofoam boxes, and yeah, that's not that great. And I hope they phasing this out like most of the companies trying to do now. But like I said, I can't speak on that for lately, as I haven't ordered with them lately. So the next one is NutriWorlds. They are unfortunately the most expensive for rabbit supply at the moment, and they are, I think, sold out as far as I've seen now on the website. Very pricey. They have mixed and single protein options as well. They are very specific in how and where they source their rabbit, which is very good, because you can clearly see or imagine where they get it from, which is amazing. Also, their minimum order is 8 kilos. And delivery is free over 70 pounds, and under 70 pounds you have to pay £10. I have not ordered with them directly, so you have to order with them before 12 for the next day delivery. They also have mixed and single protein, which is good. As I said, they offer rabbit. That's why I mentioned them, because I keep ordering rabbit and turkey, but again, the rabbit there is very expensive. They also offer a small variety of frozen fish and treats and bones, which they stocked up. I think the more they grow, like when I started looking at companies, I looked at every single company that is out there in the UK and which I'm comfortable with ordering. And I can see how they grow over the years, how they are expanding things a little bit, and how the websites are getting better and all that. So yeah, I can see that there's a lot of interest in raw feeding. It's really gone up on the high side, which is good. And they also offer raw cat food. Obviously the Dog's Butcher does too offer cat food, and that's on the rise as well, which is great to see. Yeah, as I just mentioned, I have not ordered with them before directly through the website, so I can't speak on the packaging whatsoever. Okay, the next brand is Northampton Raw Dog Food. It's basically a stockist of large variety of brands, and it's a good thing if you want to try out different raw food brands and don't want to commit to one yet, because 7 kilos minimum order is quite a large chunk in order to like have raw food, and you don't know where to put it if it's not good for your dog, if your dog doesn't like it or whatever. And therefore I started ordering with them first. I looked at the stockist that had the most variety of brands and the ones that I wanted to order all in one place, which was that brand. And then I just picked 1 or 2 brands and tubs, and then ordered from them. They have, unfortunately, shipping on top of the order that you're placing, which can add up quite a lot. You have to order before midday for next day shipping. All the companies that I mentioned so far, the shipping is between Monday and Friday, but you have to order between Monday and Thursday at the specific cutoff times. Otherwise you will not get it that week, you will get it the next week, Tuesday. So they don't deliver Mondays, they start from Tuesday again. Their stuff came well packaged in styrofoam boxes when I ordered last, which was over, I think, a year ago. Right, so that's that brand. And the last one I want to mention is Nature Raw. Nature Raw has no offer for rabbit, but I want to mention them anyways, as I kept ordering from them a couple of times last year when I tried out different meat varieties on my dogs in order to see if they actually can have different meats now or not. Nature Raw was the one that I went with because they're very high standard in organic produce, in organic meat, in the welfare of the animals that they're sourcing. They are very clear on their website as well how they are, who they are, what they do, and where they source their stuff from. And yeah, like I said, they don't offer rabbit, but I did not specifically look at that time because I wanted to try out different meats. All the meat comes from the UK. They're just sourced from the UK. They don't ship from EU or other sources. But what I find weird is that they support planting trees instead of rescues and shelters, which I find, yeah, I don't understand. That's my personal view. I don't blame them for doing it. Fair enough, if they're into trees planting, then they are. If they're into the environment and stuff, that's fair enough. But for me, I find it a bit weird that I can't support, or that they don't support, rescues. They have a very small shipping fee, so their shipping fees are made even simpler now. Before they had, with their packaging, whatever you were ordering, the amount of shipping was added on there, but it was not much. It was just a small fee. Now they have a very super easy to remember, is for 8, 16 or 30 pack trays that you order, that's £5 postage. It's basically almost nothing compared to the other companies. I mean, everything else numbered in between those numbers is £8.50. And that's just easy to remember. Plus, they help you on the website when you make your own box. They tell you, oh, you need that and that amount in order to fill up, and how much it's going to be, and that amount to fill up the next bit, and so on. So it is really easy. They made it really easy for you. You need to order before 2 from Monday to Thursday in order to get it the next day. You can create your own box, which I did, or they have pre-made boxes that you just click and order, basically. So these are the companies that I would recommend as of today, that I would definitely go with as far as rabbit goes. The other companies, there is literally tons of companies in the UK that I have not mentioned now, but these 5 have made it in the top of my list. And like I said, I have tried them, I have ordered with them, and I've found really good quality. But I would not recommend going under £2 or £3 per tub per meat, because you will get what you pay for. And when it goes under £1 or £1 per tub, I really am worried about the safety and meat quality. If you want to try things out, the Northampton Raw Dog Food Company definitely is the one to go for, because the best, greatest variety of things, and I would trust. Yeah, that's my overview of the raw food brands in the UK that I would choose in order to feed my dogs and have rabbit as an option. Okay, I think that's the end of this summary video, and if you have questions, just let me know in the comments. I will answer them if I can. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video, and I hope it was informative for you. yeah, otherwise let me know if you have questions about anything else. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye bye.